Dave Berk, First Star Football Report. This week, the Ohio High School Athletic Association voted to expand the football playoffs from the current 8-team per region format to a new 12-team per region format starting in 2021. Is this a good move by the OHSAA? We're going to talk about it when we come back. We want to thank First Star Logistics for their sponsorship. They've done a lot of great things for us at First Star Football Report over the last couple of years. If you're looking for a new career, be sure to go to firststarlogistics.com. They are hiring. So let's get into this. Board of directors from the OHSAA comes out. They announce, hey, we're expanding football playoffs in 2021. We want to put more teams in. Some are cheering this move. Some are questioning the move. So we decided, let's talk about it a little bit. While the board of directors stressed this had nothing to do with anything with COVID-19 related, some are looking to see how this benefits overall the OHSAA. However, many high school coaches are cheering the move. They know their team now have an improved chance of making the playoffs, even with a losing record. How is the new format laid out? The top 4 seeds are going to be rewarded first round buys. Seeds 5 through 12, they'll use the current matchup process with seed 5 hosting the 12th seed and so forth. Second round games, when the 4 teams that have had the buys come into play, they will then host the winners from the previous week. The move will see an additional 112 teams in the playoffs if we go off the numbers from 2019, where 709 schools participated in Ohio high school football. The format keeps the ability for high school teams to play 10 regular season games. There's going to be no added week to the season, as many would think it would be, because of the buys. But how would the new format have helped teams this past season? And that's the thing I want to look at. Is this a good move? Will teams be rewarded? Should they be rewarded? While we're not going to break down each region, I decided to take a look at 3 regions in Division 1. We're going to look at the Region 2, Region 3, and Region 4. Those are the ones that kind of more affect what happens in Southwest Ohio. We talk about the big schools. In Region 2, this is where you're going to find some feeling the new format, may have allowed some teams not deserving of being in the playoffs, given the chance of, the way they played during the regular season. Based on the 2019 season, if we had the new format this past year, the 4 extra teams would have been Findlay, Hilliard-Bradley, Kettering, Fairmont, and Centerville. This is where we start questioning, is this a good move? Each of those teams finished the regular season with losing records, going 4-6. However, we move over to Region 3, and this is where you can kind of make an argument, hey, this is a good move because some teams probably deserving of being in the playoffs were kept out. In Region 3, Hilliard-Darby, New Albany, and Up Arlington would be in with winning records, with Darby and New Albany having both 7-3 on the season and Up Arlington going 6-4. However, Gahanna-Lincoln, they would have also been in the playoffs, but they would have been in with a 3-7 record. Now, Region 4, this is where you go, oh, okay, I can see it going either way. You would have seen teams like West Claremont, Lakota East, Sycamore, and Walnut Hills all making the playoffs, all with 5-5 records, basically going 500 on the season. So when you look at these 3 regions in Division 1, you can make a case for some teams to get a chance to see what they could do in a scenario where they control their own destiny and maybe they get hot. However, 5 teams would be in with losing records, while 4 would have finished with a 500 record. Only 3 would have had winning records. Now, each year there are arguments made for teams that get left out of the playoffs with winning records. And I have no issue with the OHSAA wanting to add more teams to the playoffs, but I don't want to see teams with losing records awarded with playoff berths. While this does give more kids a chance to experience the playoff experience, and I'm sure there'll be some Cinderella stories or two to come out of the new format each year, I'm not sure watering down the field is worth it. When we start looking at this move by the OHSAA is to bring more money in, the answer is going to be yes. When you add a second round of home playoff games, you remember we're talking about week 1, 4 teams having byes. Normally there'd be 1 week of home games, and that's where it gets into the OHSAA makes quite a bit of money because look, they don't have the cost, the expense that they would have using another site or a neutral site. And that's where, yeah, they'll make some money. They're going to have 2 weeks of that benefit now instead of just 1. Also, schools are going to make some money if they draw well. And that's sometimes where you get into some of the games we see in week 2 when we see matchups. I've been to playoff games in week 2 where one team travels well and another one brings maybe 100 fans. So maybe this will help attendance and bring more money in, not just for the OHSAA, but also that school getting a chance to host that second round game, just like the school that hosted the first round game. But this is where, I really don't know. I'm uncertain to see how this plays out when we get to 2021, because just like you said, we looked at a small sample just in Division I in 3 out of 4 regions. And you see the number of teams that may get in with a losing record or a 500 record. And that's nothing new. There's been teams get in the playoffs with records that are 500. Just a few years ago, St. Xavier won a state title having gone 5-5 during the regular season. And then they got hot and won some great games that people will remember for many, many years to get to the state final before winning the state final. So I'm going to allow the OHSAA to have a chance to do this, but I want to get your feeling. How do you feel about this new playoff format? Leave us your thoughts. This video is going to be on YouTube and our Facebook page, and we'll post it on Instagram as well, looking for your comments of what you think of this new playoff format. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, looking to grow that. Also, check us out at firststarfootballreport.com and on our Facebook page, First Star Football Report.